you're welcome to Northern Ireland.
Thank you. Glad to be here. First time we've been here, actually.
Yeah, now, so far, so good, so what has been a #1 album here in Northern Ireland. Is that something that's happened elsewhere?
Actually, it's happened over in Finland as well. And the album, the first week it came out, did real good in the UK. And it did real good even in America. I mean, for a band with death in its name, and for a band that plays the kind of music that we do, we were in the top 30 selling records in America. And I mean, that's for Michael Jackson and Madonna type stuff. So it's like, it wasn't #1, but it did exceptionally well over there. And it's still selling real strong there as well. And even in Japan, it's doing real good right now. We're surprised. I mean, we know that it's a good record. I mean, we feel confident about it, but we're kind of shocked that it's doing as well as it is around the world.
Yeah, well, it's certainly nice for you now. Although, as you say, you didn't really expect to be in there with the Michael Jacksons and the Madonnas, and I suspect you didn't really want to be.
Well, stuff happens,
Yeah, like you say, stuff happens. America's been a good market for you, though. I mean, the last album, for example, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? I mean, that almost went gold in the States, didn't it?
Yeah, and actually, it just went gold a short while ago, and this So Far So Good should be going gold like any day now. It's selling exceptionally well over there. I mean, the thing is for us, we stay on the road all the time. We tour constantly, so it's the best thing for us to do, I think, is we take our music to the people. We're firm believers that people aren't going to come to you, you have to go to them. And in fact, here in Ireland, I mean, as we speak, there's like a big ferry strike here. It was a pain in the ass to get everything over here. Management was saying, you should cancel the gigs, don't do them, and we're like, hey, we haven't been there before. I mean, Def Leppard and Fleetwood Mac canceled. We figured, hell, we're going to go, okay? We're going to do it because it's like, first of all, from what we've heard, not too many metal bands come here anyway, so why not? I mean, maybe it'll be a piece of history that we actually came here, in spite of all the troubles of getting here. It's something that we wanted to do, just to play.
Yeah, you seem to enjoy playing. I mean, do you see touring as simply a way of promoting and selling albums, or do you actually enjoy it?
Well, obviously you promote and you sell records, but I think that this music that Megadeth plays, it's music that's meant to be played live. I mean, you can get a certain vibe and a certain buzz off the record, but that's only one part of it. You need to go to the show and experience it. You need to hear the volume. You need to have it rumble your body. You need to get the full impact of it live. I think that's really where it comes across best.
America, you've been very successful. Does that make that territory a priority for you, or do you want to, as it were, spread the gospel everywhere?
The world's a priority, It's like I think that, the So Far So Good tour is going to take us to territories we haven't been to before. I mean, we're going to be going to Australia. We may be going behind the Iron Curtain this year. And we just, we're a band that likes to play. And for us, I mean, we live on the road. We live out of buses and hotels and, backstages all the time. So it's nothing new to us, and we like to do it. So, like I say, the world is ours. We just want to play everywhere we possibly can.
Where are you from originally yourself?
Originally, I'm from the midwestern part of the States, a state called Minnesota, which is like right in the midwestern spot. I moved out to Los Angeles about 5 years ago, and that's when I met up with Dave Mustaine, and we put the band together.
How do you feel as an American going behind the Iron Curtain?
Well, we haven't been there yet, but I think I don't know if we'll put Peace Sells in the set over there, but who knows?
How much say they had with their record company?
I think it's pretty obvious that we do what we want, and when Capitol picked up the Peace Sells record. It was the first record for EMI and Capitol around the world, and they, we proved to them that we have a lot of fans, a lot of people that want to hear our music, and there's no reason to change what we do. We pretty much have a tight hold of the reins of our whole band, and we know how we want to direct our music to people. And with that, Capitol, they know that, so they don't. Obviously they offer us advice, and we listen to them because they've been in the business many years. They know what they're doing, but at the same time, they already have Tina Turner, they have Crowded House. They don't need another one. They've, with Megadeth, they let us do our own thing because I think we're our own type of band, we're our own entity.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the people who enjoy your music here would feel that a lot of the stuff which has come out of America in the past has been what we might call cosmetic rock, but your stuff is a lot more raw Would you agree with that?
Well, we don't play from the hearts, okay? We play from the gut. I mean, it's like as the way I see it, if you're playing from the heart, you're probably writing love songs, and that's something that Megadeth isn't into doing. We live in Los Angeles, but we're not a Hollywood quote unquote band by any means. And to us, the music is the most important thing. I think we're getting back to basics, and I think it's something that people can relate to real well.
Ivan Martin talking to Dave Ellefson from Megadeth. And the next thing I asked him about was, where did the band's influences come from?
Actually, our influences come from pretty much like the early, pretty much all through the 70s. I mean, everything from Montrose, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, all the way through Kiss, Aerosmith, and the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, how are those important to you?
Well, it's important because I think your influences always come shining through on whatever on the kind of music that you play. And it's mostly, as well as musical chops, it's the attitude that was put into your brain when you're listening to those bands when you're growing up.
Let's go back to the current album. Now, it starts off with, if you like, a big production number with the gothic start, Into the Lungs of Hell. Any particular reason for this?
I think it just, when you put the needle down on the record, it pretty much sets you up for what you're in for the rest of the record, actually.
Yeah, so it was obviously a deliberate marketing ploy, if it's not a clumsy phrase.
I wouldn't say it was a marketing ploy. I think as far as when you listen to the album in sequence, meaning that from one song from Into the Lungs of Hell through Hook and Mouth, you listen to it all the way through. I think that all the songs, it's by no means a concept record, but I think that all the songs pretty much groove together pretty well. They gel together real well. Into the Lungs of Hell is a song that Dave and I have had for a couple of years now, and we just felt now was the time to unleash it and put it on vinyl.
You unleashed Anarchy in the UK. That worked, and you had a hit with it.
Well, it's doing real good. I mean, there again, that is a perfect example of a song that came from a band that influenced us, and mostly attitude-wise more than musical. And it's almost the 90s now. We did it in our own way, but yeah, we had Steve Jones, original Sex Pistol guitarist, play on it, and just kind of like put the old, seal of approval on there from the original artist.
And how did that go? How did you enjoy working with him?
Oh, well, it's great. I've known Steve for a couple of years now because he lives in Los Angeles, so it was no problem. Just come down and smoke cigarettes and drink seltzer water, And
now, as the follow-up single to that, it's quite a contentious song. It's about a girl who was apparently found out to be practicing witchcraft by her father, and then he buried her alive. Why write a song about that?
It's just something that was interesting, actually. That whole story is something that has been around in time back where I came from in Minnesota, and I got together and Dave and I were talking about it. It's an interesting concept, So we're not into writing songs about witches and goblins. This is something that's a true story. That's why we wrote about it. I mean, all of our music has truth to it. It has reality to it, and in this case, it does as well. It's not just some witchy goblin story we dreamt up after having a bad nightmare one night. It's a true story, so that's why we wrote a song about it.
Before the band played in Antrim. And that current single, quite a contentious one, and one that a lot has been written about, but as Dave explained to us there, it actually happened. It's an actual event which occurred in the part of the United States he comes from. So from that, I went on to ask him, are there any of Mary Jane's descendants still around? And if so, what was their reaction to the song?
Well, nobody is a survivor from her family. I mean, if they are, they've disappeared and gone elsewhere, so there's no way to really track it down. There's just a lot of really strange happenings that went on around there because of her practicing witchcraft, and it's kind of an eerie thing, after going up to her tombstone a few times, and you feel the vibe. There's a certain presence that's there.
Now, there's a local pastor here, a minister, a preacher, whatever you like to call him, called Bill Dunn. Now, he's criticised you over this song, and he's appealed to kids not to go to your concert. I mean, have you any message for him?
Well, see Hook and Mouth for details, okay?
Yes, I thought you might come back to that. Hook and Mouth, it's about censorship. Now, a lot of people think that it's aimed at the PMRC. So, I mean, would you include now Pastor Dunn in that sort of message as well?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously just blatantly comes right out and is pretty much against the PMRC, but it's about censorship in general. It's basically about people that don't understand what rock and roll music is about and are trying to harness people's ears to what they can listen to, what they can and can't listen to. And first of all, these people are the people that didn't even like Elvis Presley when he was shaking his hips 30 years ago. So how the hell are they going to understand what Megadeth is about? You know, it's like, stay out of our world. We're doing our own thing. People enjoy what we're doing. We're not hurting anybody. You know, I can see that we're doing no harm. If anything, I think it's cool that kids come to our show and, you know, they have fun. You know, granted, they might get rowdy. They mosh around. They might, you know, punch a few teeth out here and there. But, you know, that has nothing to do with us. That's not our fault. And if they do that, at least they're doing it in a controlled environment, you know. Punching people's teeth out is definitely not anything that we, you know, provoke. I don't think we're a band that provokes violence, but at least it's in a controlled environment instead of out on the street.
Now, you've said you're definitely not a knockout band.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we're not the kind of band that's into, you know, like I say, provoking violence and egging people on, so to speak, to hurt themselves or hurt their friends or the other people that are at the show. I think you know, music to me is like a drug. You know, it's like you wake up in the morning and you listen to Wake Up Dead. You go to sleep at night. I listen to things like U2. You know what I mean? It's like it's a mood. Music is a mood altering thing. I think that's the coolest part about it. It's a way to, you know, lift your spirits, down you know, make you, you know, depressed, make you rowdy, make you horny, whatever you want. And that's the cool thing about music.
Yeah, so this gentleman, Pastor Dunn, he's trying to set up an organization, a sort of a rock AA, if you like, against occult bands, Satanist music, and he wants bands to register with him if they're committed, as he says, not to indulge in occult antics, singing songs about witchcraft, death, the devil, or Satanism. I mean, have you any reaction to that?
Well, we're not an occult band, and we'll deal with him next time we get here.
Would it bother you, for example, if anywhere, not necessarily here in Northern Ireland, but anywhere, if, you know, some people protested outside your gigs or anything like that?
You know, I mean, in America, there have been a few people that have protested against us. It's mostly religious groups. And, you know, I guess, you know, sometimes religion to me, you know, that's kind of a subject I really don't want to get into with religion because everybody has their beliefs. I don't want to offend anybody here, but it's, you know, that's, I think what a lot of times you know, they look for things to find wrong and they go after them. I guess, you know, band name Megadeth is obviously a perfect target, you know, so what can we say?
Yeah, well, it's happened to Ozzy Osbourne as well, so I suppose you're in good company.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing new, that's for sure.
Interested to hear you say that you listen to U2. I'm sure a lot of your fans here will be interested in that, with them being, you know, such an international success, but essentially an Irish band.
Yeah, you know, I've heard through the grapevine and seen in some interviews actually that the Edge, the guitar player at the U2, is actually pretty interested in what Megadeth is saying about the world and just, you know, what we write about in our you know, through our lyrics and our music and everything. That's kind of cool. I like that because, I mean, you know, he's obviously in a completely different vein of music, but for him to, as a musician, to be able to relate to what we're doing is kind of an appreciative thing.
I was on tour last year for a while in the States with U2, and I was in some of the biggest stadiums they're playing over there. What sort of size of venues would you be playing in the States now?
In the States, I mean, you know, U2 is playing the biggest possible places, the Enormo Dome, so to speak. I mean, they're doing the 100,000 seat, you know, venues, but we just finished up a tour over there actually just a few days ago, right before we came over here to Ireland, and we were doing pretty much like 2,000 to 8,000 seat venues, and, you know, which is actually, you know, they're like mid to large size halls, and we've worked our way from playing 500 seat clubs up to that, so it's an accomplishment, I think.
And of course, you're on the way up, and, you know, obviously you keep rising. Yeah,
and that's the most important thing. I mean, you know, it's important for us to keep getting more and more fans. I think, you know, that's why we take our music to the people, and it's important for us we want to get as many people into Megadeth as possible. That's why we're out here on tour all the time.
Megadeth and My Last Words. If you've just joined us, it's Ivan Martin on a Bank Holiday Monday Rock Files special featuring words and music from Megadeth. I spoke to Dave Ellefson from the band when they played here recently, and the next thing I asked him about was where their name actually comes from.
The word Megadeth is a body count after a nuclear fallout, and mega, whether you're talking about mega bucks or Megadeth, it means 1 million. And excuse me, it's set the world afire is basically a song about nuclear holocaust, which I think is something that anybody and everybody is to a certain extent a little bit afraid of. And, it kind of makes you wonder who's in control of all that.
Well, you've certainly addressed yourself to that problem reasonably consistently. What do you move on to now?
As far as song concepts, you mean? Well, it's hard to say because we come up with new ideas all the time. A lot of ideas pop up on the road, they pop up in our nightmares and, all kinds of they come up from all kinds of different ways. I think that, mostly, like I said before, our lyrics are very reality-based lyrics, things that, you and I and everyone else in an everyday way of life can relate to. And I think that's what makes us so acceptable to people is that, people can listen to a Megadeth record and go, yeah, peace sells, yeah, they can't pay their bills. Hey, we can't pay our bills. It's the same thing. We're no different from anybody else. We may be on stage performing, but, it's like, same problems, different days, so to speak.
Yeah. Do you find it easy to write on the road? Is that really your natural environment now?
No, it is and it isn't. A lot of ideas pop up, but usually we don't actually piece the music together until we get back to Los Angeles and, take breaks in between tours. That's usually where it all gets arranged.
It seems to me, though, you've got an amazingly short turnaround factor. You seem just to finish one tour, go record an album, and you're on the road again.
And we're killing ourselves for a living, okay?
But enjoying it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it. Everybody enjoys it.
So where do Megadeth go from here?
We go into the UK, actually, starting in just a couple of days here, and we're going into Germany, Italy, Paris. We're going to end up this tour here at the end of May, headlining the Artshock Festival up in Holland, and then we're going to go to, we're going to be playing over in Japan in July, and we may be coming back over here probably in August or September, back around this territory.
So you just keep on working?
Yeah. It's something that we need to do, though, and it's something, as long as we enjoy doing it, we'll do it.
Have you set yourselves any time limit of this sort of intensity on the road?
Well, it's like as long as our record is selling good and people are still buying our music, we're going to keep going out and performing our music.
Do you still get the greatest buzz of all when you walk on that stage at night?
Yeah, it's no matter how horrible you may feel, no matter how bummed out and depressed you may be about things, it's like as soon as you walk on stage, it makes it all worthwhile.
Finally, you've been described as the glue which keeps Megadeth together. A wonderful publicist phrase, but is there some truth in that?
I think so. My whole attitude, I probably have the little bit more positive outlook on life, so to speak. You know what I mean? Dave and I have had a real good working relationship, through the years, because it's like he's definitely a very creative person, and sometimes people that are like that are a little bit hard to deal with once in a while, and sometimes I'm the one that can to handle a lot of different things from being the musician, the artist, also handling business things, and just kind of all around picking up the loose ends and pulling it all together to make this band work.
And is that the most important thing for you?
Well, it's something that I do. It's something I'm just cut out to do, and whether I like it or not, that's pretty much what my role in life is. You know what I mean? But it's good. I'm good at it. And aside from all that, it's like the music is the most important thing. So it's like I think on a musical level as well, being the bass player in the band. I don't play just to stand in the back by Chuck and never have the spotlights on me. I'm right up there in the front. This is part my band. Just like it's part Chuck's, it's part Jeff's, part Dave's, and it's like everybody has their input to what's going on in the band.
Yeah, and of course you're co-writing a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, right. Especially on So Far So Good, I co-wrote for the songs with Dave.
Okay, Dave Ellefson, nice of you to talk to us, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here in Ireland. So far, so good. So what?
Nobody's seen this for 100 years.